You know, doing these intros is much harder and harder and harder. The more you do them, you think they get easier, and they typically do, because I just say, hey, what's going on, guys? This is PukaTuka here, and today we are going to be playing some more Doki Doki Literature Club, okay, or Doki Doki Blue Skies. That's probably what I should say instead, but you know what? Like I said, they don't get easier. You mess up because you want to say the same thing over and over again, and then once you add other stuff, it throws you off a little bit. Your brain is so used to a rhythm, you just you keep doing that rhythmatic thing, and then you mess up on the next part. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just get into the game. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is PukaTuka here, and today we're gonna be playing some. Wait, did I already do the intro? We're gonna be playing some more Doki Doki Blue Skies. I did something off camera as well. I made it to where one of my transitions work a lot better now, because originally I would have to transition, change the camera, go out of my way to change the camera filter so it wouldn't be cropped, so that it would, you know, not show like the mirror on the side over here while I'm like in this mode right here. It's hard to describe. You see how I'm full screen right here? You see that? You see how there's like the mirror right here? Shows more over here. You can see the shadow of whatever this object is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's a shadow. Like, what is causing that shadow? What is that? The can? What is causing that? What? I'm intrigued. What's causing the shadow? Anyway, the point is I fixed it. So now when I transition over to the game, look, it's like that. When I transition back here, oh, it's full screen. You see? And you always see that tiny second where you can see where it's transitioning, you know, whatever. I don't care. But man, oh man, we're gonna continue on. It's days like these that I really wish my dad was around. I'm sure he's experienced all of the nervousness associated with asking a girl out. Relax, Puka, relax. You're just asking your childhood best friend to be your girlfriend, no big deal, right? Yeah, that went well for me when I did that years ago. I don't get why she rejected me. I really don't. I mean, like, we were such great friends, and it just made sense for us to just start going out together. It like she just toyed with me for years straight. Like, there was nothing else I could have done. I should have stopped, but I stayed and I pursued and it just didn't lead anywhere, and it just hurts to think about what could have been. What wasn't is everything that happened, the end of the friendship, everything that happened, it just... Who am I kidding? Of course it's not a big deal. What did all those websites online say? Just relax, be yourself, be confident? Wow, some advice that was. I'm just banking off of Emmy's intuition being correct. Please be correct. Please be correct. Please be correct. We all hope. All four of you are here. Anyway, it's gotten rather cold these days, hasn't it? Definitely. Winter is such a pain. It definitely makes waking up for tennis practice a little harder. You're in tennis, that's right. It does have its upsides, however. It really makes for the perfect weather to snuggle up indoors with a soothing hot chocolate and a nice book. Hey, this sounds oddly familiar. Didn't we say that last episode? Right? We said that last episode? Something like that? We said something like that. We said something like that, okay? The point being, I'm right. And seeing all the snow softly fall during the ground is really relaxing too. Although it all gets real. I know I changed the voice. It was, although that's ruined, but the next day when people walk through it. Having end of semester exams is such a drag too. I can't help tuning out their conversation. Today has been going by so slowly. All throughout the class this morning, I could barely concentrate. I've been picturing how I imagine the conversation with Sayori will go down. Safe to say, that's definitely been the focus on my mind. Emmy shooting me knowing looks every so often didn't do much to staunch the whirlwind of uncertainty in my head. In the club room, we finished sharing poems, and I can't wait for this session to end. And people really get mushy around Christmas time as well. Natsuki, why do you have to ruin this? I hate you. I hate you here. I always hate you. I love you. No, that's weird. Anyway, you know, like cuddling up together, holding hands, all that stuff. Yeah. You say that? You say that like it's a bad thing, Natsuki. Come on, I need you to be lovely to have someone warm you up when the nights get cold, don't you think? Is this a hit? or just me totally misinterpreting? No way. I can see where both of you are coming from, actually. On one hand, that physical intimacy must be quite nice. Although, I have to admit, public displays of affection can be a bit overwhelming. Yeah, especially when couples start playing tonsil tennis with each other. Ew. Why would you— Who puts it like that? Ew! Ew! Marco laughs. Interesting way of putting it, Natsuki. I'm right, though. Just save that stuff for when you're at home. But what about presents? That's something that makes Christmas so enjoyable. Buying gifts for other people and seeing their reactions. That's definitely a rewarding feeling, especially when they really like your choice. Don't you think, Puka? Don't mind me. Just trying to figure out how to ask you to be my girlfriend. Oh yeah, everything's fine, you know, just trying to figure out the best way to ask you to be my girlfriend. Oh, just trying to decide what to get you guys for Christmas, that's all. I was really hoping he was gonna slip up there. I was like, no, what a way to go out with a bang. Ooh, this might be the last episode if that happened. I mean, he might have ended his life if he slipped up there. Back in my brains, I desperately try and follow up what I've just said. Let's say I had to get you a present, Monica. What would you ask for? Can't buy you a piano, though. Sorry. Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it? It would ruin the mystery. Well, you're always busy with, like, a billion things going on at once, right? So, I don't know, maybe, like, a diary or a planner or something, or a tennis racket? I have no idea. Those aren't bad ideas, actually. It's always difficult buying presents for someone, especially when it's someone you don't know particularly well. You could do with a watch, Monica. A watch? Why? Well, you could do with the free time. Shut up! One day, Sayori's jokes will get a little funnier. Yeah, I hope. Finally! The school day sure did take its sweet time. Well, it did drag on. I'd be lying if I said I was ready for what's about to come. Hey, Sayori. I didn't say Siri! Sheesh! Are you, busy after school today? Nope. Well, apart from homework, but I didn't get much today. Okay, well, I nervously scratched the back of my neck. Sayori eyes me curiously. Do you think we could hang out a bit today after school? Please don't pick up on the desperation in my voice. Sure, my place or yours? Yours sounds good. Okay, we haven't spent time together after school in a long time. What made you change your mind? Not that I'm complaining. Why am I getting a shrewd suspicion that she knows my plan and is just going along with it to just watch me score? Nothing. Ooh, you don't have a Christmas tree for us to decorate, do you? It's barely mid-November, Sayori. It's a bit early for that. And this is where I say me and my character are nothing alike. As soon as Halloween ends, it is Christmas time. I don't care. November 1st is Christmas time. Thanksgiving, overrated. Way overrated. So Halloween, yeah, great holiday. But after Halloween, Thanksgiving means nothing to me. I enjoy Black Friday more than Thanksgiving. And I don't even do anything on Black Friday. I don't go shopping. I don't. Cyber Monday, I don't even celebrate that because, you know, that's just online shopping. I don't do that. Christmas. Oh. Anyway, it's a bit too early for that. Anyway, what did you want to do, Puka? I don't think it's healthy for a human heart to beat this fast. Well, I wanted to tell you something, Sayori. Okay, what's up? It's now or never. Well, look, I really don't know the best way of saying this. Sayori, she's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for me to speak. There's a hint of anticipation lurking in those blue eyes of hers. Puka, you better say the right words here. You better. Please. Taking a deep breath, I stare at the floor and let my mouth talk before my brain has a chance to catch up. Look, Sayori, I really like you, and I'm, really sorry if this changes anything between us, because I really value our friendship, and I wouldn't want to ruin anything, so... I guess it was... Ever since we were kids, I've always been drawn to you, and, well, seeing you again after all these years has been really, really nice, and I'm so glad we get along. Like, the huge gap in our history was never there. I really like you, Sayori, in that way, and, well, I was just wondering how you felt. Like, do you feel the same way, or... I trail off into nothingness, cringing at how pathetic my confession must have sounded. So much for be confident. The silence is getting overwhelming. The music's gone. Oh no! Lifting my eyes off the safe haven that is the floor, I have to force myself to meet her gaze. The expression on her face is hard to read. She's smiling, but at the same time, there's definitely a hint of sadness behind her eyes. Bad ending. Oh god. Anyway. I should have seen this coming. I guess it really is my own fault. Huh? Oh? What do you mean? I was selfish. What? How? I really like you too, Puka. I should be feeling relieved, happy even, at hearing those words, yet I can't help but feel like something is terribly amiss. I think I always have, even when we first met. She smiles warmly at me, but there are tears forming in her eyes that trickle down her face as she blinks. You've always been so nice to me, even when I didn't deserve it. Even after we drifted apart, you were still willing to talk to me and see how I was doing. You took an interest in my club, even though I didn't think you'd enjoy literature, and at first I was a little unsure. I wasn't sure if things would be like how they were when we were kids. Deep down, I was hoping they would, and over time I guess I got my wish, because they did. Your jokes, your personality, just by being around you, every day was a walking reminder of easier times. I don't get it, Sayori. If you like me too and you're happy with me being around, what's the problem? She shakes her head. It's not that easy. You just don't understand. Of course I don't, Sayori. Can you blame me? I can tell there's something going on with you, but every time I try and help, you shut me down. Is it any surprise I don't understand? That day before the festival where you wouldn't even talk to anyone, and that day when you weren't in school. Something wasn't right that day. It was just a gut feeling. I've always been able to tell when something's wrong, Sayori, no matter how well you hide it. I'm changing the voice. I really wish you couldn't. That horrible nightmare you had, you know some of the things you were saying? You think you're useless? That you don't want to do it anymore? What are you talking about? Please, Sayori, just tell me. What's so tiring? What don't you want to do anymore? Why do you think you're useless? Did someone say something to you? God, this is messing it up! Did someone say something nasty to you? I swear to God, if someone's been saying stuff, tell me and I'll go and... You're right, Puka, there's someone. I clench my fist as hard as I can feel my so hard I can feel my nails digging into my palm. Who? It's me. I blink, stupefied. That was the last response I expected to hear. You? What on earth does that mean? You're saying stuff to yourself? We're just going around in circles here, Sayori. Please, enough with the mysteries and the vague answers. I've been honest with you. What could this horrible dark secret be that makes you so useless and unlikable? Look, I've played this game so many times. So many times. And I obviously knew this was coming. I obviously know. If you have 62 videos now of Doki Doki Literature Club on your channel, not including the joke one where I said I'm no longer making Doki Doki content, you obviously will learn that there is no such thing as happiness playing this game. Depression. For the second time this evening, I'm at a complete loss for words. Huh? There, that's my secret, Puka. You're depressed? I've had depression for most of my life. Oh my God, Sayori, That was probably the most lackluster response I could have given you. I'm sorry. Don't be. I wouldn't have expected you to know how to respond. She gives a short, humorless laugh. I don't know what to say. I had no idea. I never would have known. You always seem so happy, tearful. But I don't get it. I thought you were so happy. She sighs as tears slowly leak down her cheeks. No, Puka, I never was. It was just a mask. I really tried to keep it up. Don't ask me why I'm smiling. There's a very, very bad reason why I'm smiling right now. There's no reason why I'm smiling. I'm not smiling. This is all fake. There's no smile on my face. I really tried to keep it up. Her voice wavers as she speaks. Fresh tears fall down her face, but unlike the day of her nightmare, she makes no attempt to hide them. Her secret has been laid bare. Every day, waking up, getting ready, walking to school, all of the things that people take for granted, and it's been so scary, so difficult. I was so scared that at any moment, I'd let my mask slip, and you'd see the real me. So, that's what you were referring to when you said it was tiring? That you didn't want to do it anymore? She nods sadly. And all of the other things too, like waking up. And eating too. I don't have the energy to cook actual meals. So that's why you went for pizzas and other junk food? God, it's all coming together now. And the whole thing has been so bittersweet. Seeing you again, hanging out just like we used to. For the first time in what feels like such a long time, I felt something that felt alien to me. Happiness. It wasn't much, but it was something enough to help me through these days. Like, when you warmed my hands up, I felt so bad. I felt so bad in asking you to help, but sometimes I just couldn't help do it. It's so hard fighting against what your heart wants. This is always a heavy topic. It's not one that I will take lightly. Depression is a very serious thing, and I don't plan on making any jokes. No one should take depression as a joke. I'm going to say this right now. If you feel as though you are suffering with depression, make sure you reach out. Seek help, alright? That is all I will say. That is all I will say on this matter. I'm not in a position to say anything further than that, but I just hope that you are willing to seek help, because there are people out there who are wanting to help you. Anyway, back to the game. It's always, just always be aware. Just always be aware. And as I started to like you, it terrified me. But why? Because it was getting harder and harder to resist being selfish. Selfish? Selfish, and dragging you into my mess. You shouldn't be bothering with someone like me. Part of me wondered if being so miserable would put you off. Another sad smile. But it didn't seem like you minded. No, you really stuck around and tried your best to comfort me, even though I was horrible to you and kept you at a distance. And now here we are, a situation that's both what I want and fear the most. I'm worthless, Puka. I couldn't care less about myself. I just want the others to be happy. And now I've messed that up, because now you know about my depression, and knowing you will definitely worry. I really couldn't win either way, so I'm so sorry for dragging you into this, Puka. I tried so hard. But with you here telling me you like me too, her voice is a mess at this point, a whirling mess of tears and anguish. For once, I just wanted to embrace that selfishness and be your girlfriend. It's almost like another person who looks just like Sayori has been talking. No, it is like it's a different person. As she spoke, I was sinking further and further into disbelief. How could it be that my happy, carefree childhood friend was harboring such a sad secret? You're definitely not selfish at all, Sayori. How could you be? You're one of the most selfless people that I know. You make it your duty to make everyone else happy. I could never not care about you. You're my best friend, and I'd do anything to make you happy again. I'm just so glad you told me this. Why? Oh, just come here. Please don't hug me. Ignoring her cries, I embrace her, holding her close to me. To my surprise, though, she pulls free and pushes me away from her. I didn't even know she had this strength. I'm sorry, Puka. I really can't deal with this right now. Can you please leave? Leave? Sayori, look at what you've just told me! You honestly expect me to just go like it didn't mean anything? Yes. I stare at her incredulously. Her resolution doesn't change. All sorts of feelings are swirling through my head right now. I'm still trying to process what she's just told me. And even after suffering for years, she's still... I accidentally skipped that. She's still this stubborn? Anger floods through my veins. Probably an unreasonable reaction, but at this point, I'm too emotionally charged to listen to rationality. Oh, no! 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 Bad! No! No! I hate this! Why do you have... Oh my god! Okay. Oh, so that's how it is, alright? I'm allowed to tell you my problems, and you're allowed to cheer me up, but I'm not allowed to help you? What kind of friendship is this, Sayori? You'll never understand. Of course I won't, because you won't ever let anyone in! Is it any surprise that I don't understand? I instantly regret raising my voice, the moment the words leave my mouth. Just go, please! Without any choice left, I dejectedly comply. And just like that, that's the absolute worst thing to do. You did. What go? See, that's the bit of selfishness that I can't stand. I can understand being selfish. I consider myself a really selfish person. I hate doing stuff that's selfless. I'm a selfish person. When I say I hate doing stuff, I enjoy doing it, but most of my initial thoughts or actions are selfish. I do them for myself and don't take into account what anyone else thinks. But this person, I wouldn't even do something like that. I understand. If they want to be left alone, you leave them alone. You don't try and push the conversation further. You give them time because they just laid something heavy onto you. You don't keep pushing when they obviously aren't comfortable at the time to keep talking about it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. I really don't. Anyway, back in my own house, my mind is still racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now that the heat of the moment has passed, I ashamedly realized that I probably handled that pretty poorly. Yes, it was frustrating being kept in the dark, then having such a huge bombshell dropped on me. Then again, being unable to help, but getting angry at her was the worst thing to do. Man, I'm such an idiot. Ugh! God damn it, Emmy. So much for female intuition. Well, there's one person who hopefully you should be able to help. Grabbing my phone, I hastily punch in a phone number and hope she's free. Hello, Mom. Puka, hi. What's up? Mom, I told Sayori how I felt and it didn't go well. That smile is really bothering me on the phone. Right now, that would be really bothering me if this was on speaker. I would be very upset. For some odd reason, I'd be livid. Anyway. Yeah, but not for the reason you'd think. I don't know how to put this because I'm still trying to process it myself, so I'll just lay it out. Sayori likes me too, but she isn't dumb enough to skip it when I'm trying to read. Couldn't bring herself to act on those feelings because she's depressed. There's a heavy silence for her, be it. Depressed? I know, Sayori of all people. Oh, I see. My goodness, that's awful. Poor girl, I hope she'll be alright. I really hope she will be too. Mom, I acted like such an idiot. What happened? Well, when she told me she was depressed, I tried to comfort her by hugging her. But she pushed me away and told me to leave, and I'm kicking myself! Go on. Go on. Her tone is gentle. I got angry at her, and I raised my voice. It was just so frustrating not being able to help her, and I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, darling, you're not an idiot at all. I understand it must have been so frustrating. No, shouting at her wasn't the best idea, but it's not like you set out to hurt her, is it? Well, no, It happens during arguments, don't worry. There are so many other things, too. She said she feels worthless, and she felt selfish, and even telling me what was going on. So that explains why she rejected your hug. There's a sigh on the other end. Sweetheart, this must be so difficult for both of you. It must feel so overwhelming. Believe me, I know what your situation is like. You do? Mm-hmm. I once dated someone with depression, and it wasn't easy. It's one of the hardest things to watch someone we love suffer like that, and we just don't understand it, like, when they say such negative things about themselves. It was horrible, Mom. It didn't even feel like Sayori was talking. I just never saw it coming. I mean, I knew that something was going on with her. I just thought having days where you're in a low mood were normal, you know? Well, from what I've gathered, she's awfully convincing at wearing that facade. If it's any consolation, I don't think anyone could have guessed that she was depressed. Either way, the worst part about depression is probably that it's just so loud and convincing. It's got a horrible tendency to dominate the thoughts of whoever's got it, and it can really be hard for them to take off the depression-tinted glasses. It's an illness, and unfortunately, mental illnesses can be just as significant as physical ones. Something I wish this country would recognize. So, what can I do for her? What do I do? Can I even do anything? You definitely can help her out. I didn't mean to make you feel like you were powerless or anything. It's okay. I'm glad you're being honest, I guess. It's just kind of hard to realize exactly what we're dealing with here, so it helped me to be informed, right? You've become really mature, Puka. I'm proud of how well you're handling this. I'm not handling this well at all, Mom. I had no idea how to react. I shouted at her and she was in tears. Would anyone who isn't a mental health professional know how to deal with what you've just been told? Anyway, the most important advice I can give you is not to expect a quick fix. Depression is something that can be fixed. Isn't something that can be fixed with love. It isn't your job to fix her, but you can still help her. I was starting to think I was totally useless here. Of course not, darling. She loves you as well, don't forget. It won't be all doom and gloom. You'll have days where things will be normal, days where she really isn't faking her mood. But then you'll also have days where she won't have the energy to get out of bed. Days where she just won't feel like talking to anyone, and it's really important that you're patient and understanding as you can be during those days. And communication's a big one. That goes for any relationship, really. It sounds really obvious, but talk to her. Let her tell you about how she sees the world and what her thoughts, feelings, and fears are. There's gonna be problems, there's gonna be fights. Those are healthy and part of any relationship. If something's bugging you or someone's bothering her, just talk it out. Communication is the key to a successful relationship, believe me. I can't help but laugh. You sound like one of those relationship gurus. It's a mother's job to guide her children, you know? As an aside, never underestimate how helpful it can be just to listen to someone's problems and worries. Just having someone listen can be helpful more than you could ever realize. Funny you mentioned that, because I was going to ask if Sayori should see a therapist or a doctor. Yes, I think that'd probably be for the best. Although things like therapy and medication don't always work for everyone, it's tempting to see it as a magical fix, but just remember, it'll take time. There's so much more I want to discuss, but unfortunately, you caught me at a really bad time. It's times like these in particular that I feel awful for not being around. It'd be really nice to see you, Mom. I'm really hoping I can come visit soon, and for what it's worth, you're much stronger than you realize, and I'm very proud of you. Just remember that, okay? I'll try. Give it a day or two before you talk to her. By the way, I think she'll need a little bit of time to cool off. I'm sure that if you apologize for getting angry and rationally explaining your side of things, she'll come around. She never struck me as a girl who could hold a grudge. Emotions were running high from what I can gather, so she'll understand. And I know it seems really bleak right now, but it'll be okay, Puka. I just know it. I really hope so, Mom. Just remember that your support will be just as important as what a doctor or therapist can offer her. You've really got such a big heart. Just show her how big that heart really is. I love you. Love you too, Mom, and thanks for everything. Anytime. Ring me whenever you need help, okay? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Warily, I flopped down onto the sofa. I took a long break from recording, or continuing the recording, because obviously, this stuff does affect me mentally. I'm a person who I try to imagine what it's like to be in their situation, or if even possible, I reflect on past situations that are similar to this, which, in my case, I've had something similar to this happen. Something similar, so... it's something that does personally affect me. I think that's probably one of the reasons why this game holds high value in my heart, is because, like seeing like, you know, just people go through this stuff and like playing as a character who like either doesn't understand what's happening or wants to help, and you know, it just wants to help but doesn't know how. You know, it's something that I've experienced multiple times throughout my life, and you know, it's just, you know, it hits me right in the heart. Feels like such a lot happened in such a short amount of time. I just hope Sayori and I can patch things up. Oh, I took a long break for really no reason. Okay. I didn't know we were right at the end, but all right. I suppose that does mark a good place to end this off. Unless, of course, I see something. Okay. Nope. So, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, and also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and hit that little bell so you know the next time I upload a video. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.